our culture can be so like, go, 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 do this, show up, be this, like, right?
Mm.
Because it's a bit, I mean, we've talked about this, like women are more cyclical than men in general, and, with our energy and how we do life. The world was created by men, the modern world, which, do, go, 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 this many hours a day and whatever. But particularly when we're thinking about filling retreats, a retreat happens at a certain time. And so there's an energetic buildup to, right? If the retreat is this, or, a program or whatever, but a sourced experience. And when you're doing a group, there's an energetic buildup and there's certain things that you're doing leading up to. And then there's the retreat, and then there's the integration, and there's certain things that you're doing and follow up and serving. And, depending on how big you want your business to be or how big you want your groups to be. And like, there's various ways to think about that. But there's always going to be cycles, right? If retreats are a part of your model, especially, or groups with start dates. Being able to master the rhythms of that is part of being a retreat master, right? It's like, what do people need to know enough to trust to get on a plane and come on retreat with me? That's the before. And then what can I count on happening at retreat? And then what do people need after? Right. And starting to just really become familiar with these cycles and know how to work with them, you know. And I think, Sarah gave a good example of she's learning right now of, these people, and okay, I have 11 people, and how do I work with them right now and give space to build energy for a cohort? That's part of the mastery. I think I shared with you all last time I launched a little 3-session program. It's like 3 2-hour immersions. Shannon's in there to really be able to offer something leading up to my retreat. So I created this program that comes with a ticket to the retreat. So because I, haven't really been marketing all summer and like doing, and so giving people a chance to get to know me and get to know each other before they come to retreat and feel safe and connected. And that's part of that building the energy for the cycle, right? If you think about commit, the sourced experience, and integrate, and to Lancey's point, you might have a rolling program, but even so, there's going to be, if you're delivering a sourced experience in a group, there's going to be a cohort that comes in at the same time. So one, you just want to learn, oh, what is the energy I'm in when I'm in the commit stage? Well, when you're in the commit stage, any random person who starts telling you about their dreams, you're going to assume that's a desire discomfort conversation. Just that's the stage you're in, right? You're calling in potential clients. Whereas if you're in the integrate stage, to Lisa's point, you might not even go on social media. I mean, I'm like a consistent person, but you could, there are people who are totally cyclical and all of that, and they don't show up except for when they're in the building energy phase. And that's totally an option, right? Knowing where you are, how many people are on your list, commenting on your posts, replying to you, scheduling conversations, who's in the general pool of potential people to activate is going to let you know, when do I book my retreat? And then how do I backtrack, and how much time do I need or want for that? If you're doing one-on-one conversations and reach outs and that kind of thing, that's actually faster than if you want to make a commitment webinar, right? Where people need notice and they need to put it in their calendar and try to get everybody to show up at once so you can gather enough people for a cohort, right? So if you're willing to just have one-on-one conversations, you can skip all that, right? But if you're in the stage in your development where I really just want to do a group and whoever comes, comes, then you'll want to leave time for that, right? So you're starting to learn the cycles and the rhythms of this. And then remember, before commit, or leading up to commit, there's meet, engage, and activate, which is the stages of marketing. So these could all be one if you're, if you need to meet new people because you don't have a list yet and you can't think of 10 people you could reach out to and offer sales calls to, then you need to meet people. And remember, how do we meet people? We meet people by getting in front of other people's audiences. Getting in front of other people's audiences is going to cost something one way or the other, right? So you could do paid ads or a paid speaking, paid sponsorship, or you pound the pavement and you reach out to people and say, hey, do you have a group that could use this workshop? I have a free workshop I can give your group. Would you invite me to your group, right? But either way, we're meeting people. I'm right now doing the podcast, right? Which is it's not a fast, easy meet strategy. But the people I interview all get to know me. And then when I reach out and say, hey, I have a launch, will you promote my thing? Right? I've done something for them. I'm building that social capital. It's a long haul strategy, right? But it's a meet strategy. It's also engage, right? Because if people who listen to the podcast regularly feel like they know me, all of that. But it's mainly a meet strategy. So this is cyclical also for most of us. It doesn't have to be. If you're doing like paid Facebook ads, that could be consistent, right? If you're doing like a paid Facebook ad to a free gift or an evergreen offer, that could be consistent. But most of us are going to do something to build our list. And then you build that list, you're engaging. I think engaging is always, whether your platform is Instagram or your newsletter or whatever. And then there'll be, 6 weeks before your retreat, 8 weeks before your retreat, you're going to start activating. And then they have 8 weeks to get committed and come. So part of being retreat master is understanding these cycles. Everybody will make it their own, right? But there are things that are proven that work, like having people commit first and then come transform and then integrate works. I've proven it over and over and over and over. I watch, my mentors are doing the same thing, right? So that works. And the time that you want to give or how scrappy you want to get versus how systematized or, that's all personal. But no matter what, if you're doing a cohort-based business, which this is what this program is all about, you're going to learn your rhythms around it. And you're going to learn your conversions, right? So if half of the people who come to a sourced experience purchase integration, then if you want 6 in your group, you need 12 in your retreat, for example. And if this is maybe 20 to 25% of the people that come to commit stage register for your sourced experience, and your numbers are going to be personal to you, but those are some, benchmarks, then you'd need 24 people come into your webinar to have 12 people take your program, right? And if you need 24 people coming to your webinar, you probably need 500 people on your email list to get 25 to actually show up to your webinar, for example. So then if you need to go meet more people first, right? And it's all cyclical and rhythmic. I know that this idea can feel like, ooh, that's a lot to learn. Does anybody feel that way? And hopefully it's fun and exciting because every cycle is working with humans and helping them have a more amazing life, right? And you're learning in the process.